Last time we talked about the expectation of a relationship and what it is. What is this expectation? Before we go further about expectation, something I want to tell you is like we always believe the happiness is in the outside world, so the grass is greener on the other side. We don't know it all happens within us. The expectation happens within us. The fulfillment happens within us, within the mind. But we always tend to look that satisfaction, and we always tend to satisfy that expectation in the relationship we engaged in from the other person. So what is this expectation? The expectation happens in your mind. Is there any concern about it? And let's have one object, one person, and let's take 5 people, and if we think about this person, each and every one of them, the expectation they might have towards this person would not be the same. Let's take this is a girl and this is her mother. This is her father, sister, husband, her daughter. If we look at each and every person, the expectation they have towards this person is completely different. But it's the same person. It's the same thing when it comes to our life. It's the same thing. Like her mother expects something completely different from what her daughter expects from her. So, has this expectation happened in this person, within this person, or did that happen in this mind? So it happened in this mind. So if we can identify the expectation of this mind and how it worked, can this person affect this mind anymore? It's not. Because this is a complete process that happens inside, nothing to do with the outside world. Okay, if I tell you this, it'll sound a little complicated, but it's fine. Let's figure this out. So, let's see how this expectation happens. For that to happen, we need to have a liking or an attachment. For instance, you see a random person in the road and you have somebody that you really love. Do you expect? See, we don't have expectations towards the things that we really don't attach to. But once we are attached to something or somebody, that's where the expectation occurs, especially in relationships. The person on the road is a complete stranger. Whatever he does doesn't bother you. Even he shouts at you, will that bother you? But when it comes to a relationship and that happens to you from a person that you love, just imagine the effect that you have to face. What we have to identify in this process is the whole story plays inside of our mind. we will get there slowly. So today we'll try to understand this expectation completely happens within your mind, and it doesn't have to do anything about the outside person. Let's take this person. So her sister, when it comes to her sister, just imagine the things that the sister has in her mind, the expectations the sister has towards this person. And these two expectations doesn't tally, because but let's say her mother always wants her to be an obedient daughter. It is one expectation that the mother has. But her sister wants her to go shopping all the time with her, be a good best friend to her. And see, the mother, what does the mother want? And what does the sister want? But what about her? She doesn't know anything about it. She plays according to how she wants. So simply, the mother's worries or happiness completely happens within that mother's mind. And the irony is that we can't figure it out, because we always believe the problem lies in the outside world. So let's say, as I told you, this expectation happens because of the liking, the attachment. What is it? For the expectation to happen, the attachment should happen. You should get attached to this. If you're not attached to this, if the mother is not attached to this, will there ever be an expectation? And how does this expectation, the attachment happens? We will further discuss it in another episode, but just to know, it starts with ignorance. Ignorance is not knowing the truth, not knowing the nature of this person, not knowing the nature of this relationship. It leads for attachment to happen. When that happens, this expectation occurs. If that happens, it's too late, because the next step would be either worry, happiness, all the emotions that we speak of, the negative or positive emotions. But the problem we really go through right now are the negative emotions we have. And we want to have a satisfying, fulfilling relationship. And what we do is, we try to force ourselves to control the other person. Try to control and get what we want from that relationship, just to fulfill ourselves. It's okay, but it happens because we don't know the whole process happens within our mind, and there's nothing we can do, nothing about the other person. We can't do anything about it, but we don't know that truth. We don't know the truth about this whole thing, and that's what we call the ignorance. And because of that, attachment happens. When that happens, expectation happens. So if we identify this simple process, you will succeed in having a good relationship. And that, believe me, that will lead you to have a relationship without expectations. but a relationship that's worth having end of the day. So this expectation is completely an effect of a process. So we can break through this process by identify each and every cause that gives this effect of expectation. So the closest cause for that is attachment. And in our next episode, let's talk about how this attachment happens. Believe me, end of this, you will identify what truly is a relationship and how to fulfill, how to have a happy relationship without any expectation.